How you doing, everybody? I'm Tony Gaglione,
I'm Shawn Adams,
and this is
Smack
Smacktalk.
Talk.
Today we're talking about World Cup again. We're gonna be doing
Day
this.
4, yep.
We're gonna be doing this until the
Till the
group
final.
stage, or
Till
till the
final.
final.
Till the
Okay,
final. Till the final.
till the final every day.
I just want to say Happy Father's Day.
Oh
out there
yeah,
to
happy
everybody.
Father's Day to you too, there, buddy.
Yeah.
Switzerland and
Happy Father's Day
Ecuador.
to you. Oh wait, no.
No,
Not yet.
not yet. Not yet. Don't go there.
Not
Switzerland and Ecuador's early game, 9 a.m. Switzerland won 2-1.
2-1.
However, Shawn did call that Ecuador was going to play pretty well.
Pretty well.
I had it as a 2-0 Switzerland win, and it was 2-1 Switzerland.
It was 1-0 on an Eder Valencia header. Ecuador looked great on corners only. They didn't. Attacking wise, they Montero, their wingers, and Valencia, not Eder Valencia.
Was it Freddie Montero?
Yeah, Freddie Montero
Oh.
and Valencia, who plays for Man United. They were causing the danger down the wings.
Mm-hmm.
Their attacking options in the middle weren't that great, but they did score on the header off of a corner early. It kind of changed how Switzerland played. Switzerland playing without a forward, kind of relying on Gökhan Inler and Shaqiri to orchestrate the offense. Reggie Stalker looked out of his element, and it wasn't until just after halftime, 48th minute, that Mohamedi, they finally got a goal to tie it up. And at that point, it looked like Switzerland was going to take over the game, but you had a good 20-minute spell where Ecuador defended very well, kept Switzerland out, and then Switzerland began to taper off, which became sad because in the 93rd minute, 23 seconds before the end of the game, Ecuador went forward for what was the final attack of the game with as much time that there was. It was going to be the final attack, and it wasn't Gökhan Inler. It was one of the midfielders. I think it might have been Lichtsteiner. Stopped, like just basically dispossessed the guy with the ball and launched a counterattack. And on that counterattack, the winning goal was scored 23 seconds from the whistle. 23 seconds.
Yeah.
So Switzerland won 2-1.
Seferovic scored the winning goal for Switzerland. Some stats of the game: Ecuador had 10 shots, 6 on goal. Switzerland at 18,
18
12
shots.
on goal, so double the
Yeah.
shots on goal there.
Good play by the goalie in this game.
Yeah.
Ecuador.
Yeah.
It could have been way worse. Could have been way worse.
That's true. I do you think that playing without a striker hurts or helps Switzerland? Because in this game, it didn't look like it helped them at all.
No, it didn't look like it helped them at all. It's good. I'm gonna have to hold on because they've done this throughout the qualifying. They did it with Euros.
Yeah.
They're one of like the top 5 teams in the world of the coefficient rankings for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They got quality all around. I'm gonna reserve judgment until I see what they do. I expect them to get out. I expect them to get out of the group. Yeah, I want to see what they do against a team like France, and I want to see what they do come the knockout stages. Who they get paired up with. They get first or second, in their group. I believe that Ecuador, Switzerland are part of Group F.
I don't know where we're at right
Group
now.
E. No, Group E. They're in Group E, so they'll play the winner. You'll have the Ivory Coast, Japan. So you could get a favorable matchup, but when you get into the final 16,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a different story. So I'm gonna hold judgment. Some stats. Switzerland did have possession, 56-44, which I would have said should have been like 66-34.
And we're looking at this. Highlights of the game
Highlights of the
are
game,
on
yeah.
right now on ESPN, and the back four just shut down at the end of the game
it's
for
like
Ecuador.
They expected
The whistle was going to blow.
Yep.
So they stopped moving. Fouls, 15-9, still pretty even.
Yeah, it was still pretty even. In fact, a few of those fouls were late in the game. When I was in that 20-minute period, Ecuador began professional fouls, stopping run of play, just foul the guy. They were taking fouls. There was only one yellow card apiece, so it just shows you they weren't bad fouls.
Mm-hmm.
They were just, like I said, professional fouls. Switzerland did have a lot of corners. Ecuador had a lot of corners in this game as opposed to yesterday's Ivory Coast Japan game.
8-5 in favor of Switzerland.
Ecuador was offside quite a bit. It says only 4, but to me it seemed like they were offside every time they attacked. When they weren't using Montero or Valencia and they were trying to go through the middle, it was like they're offside, which to me was a lot more than 4. But once they got the rhythm down where they were just going to attack from the wings, it didn't look like Switzerland was ready to adapt to that because they kept their midfield higher up the field ready for the counterattack. That might come back to bite Switzerland if you play like that against other teams.
Yeah, without a doubt. So you're calling France winning the group, obviously, and Switzerland second. I got the same thing. However, I do see Ecuador now that they played Switzerland. I think Honduras doesn't score a single point.
Honduras. Let's move on to the second game.
All right.
I'm gonna talk about something. Okay, so when it comes to CONCACAF, I'm proud of 3 of the teams in there: Mexico, Costa Rica, obviously with their victories,
Yeah.
and then of course the United States. Honduras, they played dirty in qualifying. Okay, they played dirty against Germany and England in their warm-up games, and here they are against France playing very dirty. Wilson Palacios gets a red card.
That was bad.
They were just, and it's like they just said, hey, we don't stand a chance. We're just going to try to bully people, and that's not the way the game's supposed to be played.
The only bright spot I saw in Honduras was Game 1 of World Cup qualifying against the United States with the bicycle kick that went over Howard's head.
But that was
the only bright spot.
United States is like, we're a whole new team, new coach.
Yeah, it was interesting.
But in that game, France won 3-0. Benzema pretty much had a poor man's hat trick. For the guys that don't know, Benzema scored in the 45th minute on a penalty. That was the Wilson Palacios red card. He bumped Benzema in the back. Benzema was going to convert it anyways because he knew he was beaten. And Benzema was a big guy, so he literally like charged into his back on the ball into the box. Then in the 48th minute, shortly after halftime, a Benzema kick hit the post, and it went off the goalie. Benzema kicked it. It hit the post. It went back off the goalie, hit the goalie, and rolled in, and the goalie clawed it out. And it was the first time that we've used goal line tech of the World Cup to confirm the goal. In fact, it was because of the nature of the bounce and off the goalie, the original display at the stadium said no goal, but that was the ball off the post rolling in the front. And then it took a second for it to load. But the ref had already pointed the spot because the ref is instantaneous. It takes longer to get to the scoreboard.
What is it, like a vibration on his watch?
Yeah, it's a 2-light system. When the cameras are activated, well, 3 lights. The yellow light turns on when the cameras have been on, right? When they come on 5 yards in the box. So as soon as the ball enters, because it's using 7 cameras, as soon as the ball enters basically the 6-yard box, the light is on. The cameras are active the whole time, but they start reading. They start tracking the ball. And then it tells if the ball enters the zone, it either keeps a red light, meaning no goal, so his watch would stay red, or it would begin flashing green if the ball's in the net, it's highlighted green. But if the ball had crossed and then come back out or whatever, it's a flashing green light. So obviously the reg looked at his watch, seen the flashing green light, pointed in the center circle. The original display pointed up, said no goal, and then it came back and showed the display and said good goal. And
this goal line technology and cameras, I'm going to jump off track for a minute here. I think it's awesome. And I think the technology should be used more in sports.
Yeah.
Okay? For example, NFL football. You have a 50-yard kick. The guy nails it from 50. It's more than halfway up the uprights, and people say, wow, that would have been good from 60. Put some cameras up there.
Tell us
what the trajectory and the speed of the ball is. Tell us how far it would have been good from.
French League One, the shot tracking.
Yeah.
When they shoot the ball, it tells you exactly how far the shot was.
Yeah.
It shows the flight of the path of the ball.
Yeah.
And it tells you good from
exactly.
this angle. Now it has to go in, so the goalie can't save it in the French League One.
Sure.
But when you kick a 35-yard shot or 35-meter shot,
yeah.
It says good goal. It shows the tracking, and then the next to it says good from 41 meters.
Yeah. See, and you could do that in the NFL, and that would help coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a guy that's you don't really trust kicking 55-plus yard field goals.
Yeah.
But if he's rocking them and it's saying that it's going to be good from 60 every time, might as well.
So Benzema had another goal in the 72nd minute. So he basically had a hat trick. It's officially scored as an own goal because it does hit the goalie. The goalie should have caught it, but it rolls in. Shots, France had 20 shots, 10 on target. Honduras only had 4 shots. Only 2 of them were on target. It just shows you how much they're outplayed. It was 13-14 even on the foul, so we're going to see Tuesday when Brazil plays Mexico this foul thing again.
Yeah.
Tony's conspiracy that I'm kind of with this on so far. Offside, they're only offside 2-1. Honduras was offside twice. Corners, Honduras had 0. France had 8. That's why I predicted this game going 4-0. It was 3-0. I knew France
clashed. Look at the shots on goal.
Yeah.
Honduras had 4 shots, 2 of them only on goal.
Yeah. It was 63-37 possession in favor of France. It just shows you France pretty much dominated the game. There are 3 yellow cards for France, 2 for Honduras. Those 2 yellow cards equal to Palacios red.
Yeah.
So
Palacios got 2 yellow cards
Matthew
consecutive
Valbuena
games.
had 2 assists. The penalty was his ball into the box,
Hmm.
so it should be three. It should be 3 assists, but it doesn't. It doesn't go that way. You know
No,
what I mean? They
yeah.
don't score like that. So France really played well. Let's talk about one thing that came out today, this morning, was the France Ribery. He's obviously not on the World Cup roster because of his back spasms.
Mm.
He apparently has rejected a needle injection to his back. Why don't you tell everybody why?
Well, Frank Ribery has a fear of needles. Um, uh, but the interesting thing that came out today is that he rejected the needle treatment for cortisone or whatever they're going to do, probably shoot him up with some painkillers because he's afraid of needles. But he also said that Bayern Munich uses it too much on him. So basically, Bayern Munich, who's paying him, I don't know, 200 grand a week,
Yeah, it
uh,
basically said
basically
take him
said, I
shit.
don't really care if you're
Afraid of him or
afraid of
not.
needles, you are going to take some cortisone and you're going to get out on the field.
Yeah,
Which kind of reminds me of Varsity Blues.
yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm telling you,
Pressing the player.
you keep pressing this guy or any injury on any player and keep shooting him up with cortisone where he doesn't feel it getting worse.
Yep.
There's a chance that his career is going to get completely shortened by years,
Yeah.
not just games. We're talking
and Ribery
years.
is a world class player. He was third in the Ballon d'Or voting.
Without a doubt,
So-
world class player.
And he's a big factor on why they've won so many trophies at Bayern Munich. So it's sad that France is missing him, but like I told you when it wasn't in there, with Caballé, Valbuena, you got Debuchy, Giroud, Benzema, they have enough class.
Pogba.
Pogba, he's a young player, but I mean they got enough class there to do very well. In fact, they have so much class that even on defense they have quality subs.
Oh,
Like
sure.
Sanya
Sure.
didn't start today. You know, Evra got to start ahead. You've got a lot of class on France. I really see France as making a lot of noise this term. People forget that they're 2-time World Cup winners. They won in '98. They also won in 2006.
Yeah.
You know, so they're finalists in 2006. Italy won the tournament, but France was.
Yeah, that's when Zidane headbutted, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
you know what? I agree with you. I think France is going to make a lot of noise in the tournament. I just don't think they're going to win the tournament. It all comes down to when they play a team with a high-powered offense. We'll see how Hugo Lloris does. You know what I'm saying?
They held the shutout today.
Yeah, against Honduras.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's
Shutout.
their first
Clean
game
sheet.
against Honduras.
Clean sheet for Honduras.
Anyway,
Lord.
the game we're watching right now is Bosnia-Herzegovina
Yep.
against
Herzegovina.
whatever. You still say Shinji Kawagawa.
Yeah.
So against Argentina.
Right.
It's 1-0 Argentina right now. Let's get through some halftime stats really quick.
Halftime stats. They were both even. 6 shots for Argentina, only one of them on goal.
Yeah.
6 for Bosnia-Herzegovina, 2 on goal. And I'm going to say this: Bosnia-Herzegovina, we're in the 50th minute right now. They look really dangerous on set pieces.
Dude, they
are.
are.
On a set piece right now.
And it was saved by Ramiro. Wow, that was really
They
close.
look really dangerous. Bosnia-Herzegovina. And the reason why they're down 1-0 was a messy cross in the 3rd minute
Mhm.
that produced an own goal. It basically hit the dude's foot and bounced in, kind of like the Marcelo thing in the opening game. Kind of just unaware of the ball flight, and it hits you and goes into the goal. So fouls, it's 7-6 at halftime. It's pretty even. Conspiracy.
I'm
going
telling
on
you,
here.
every time that there's going to be even within the 15-9 foul, like the Ecuador Switzerland game, I'm going to freak out because tomorrow or Monday when
No,
wait
Tuesday.
when Brazil, I'm losing track here. We're going day by day. When Brazil plays Mexico, if Mexico's got like 30 fouls and Brazil's got 2, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know.
It's okay.
This is ridiculous.
So more on this game. Me and Tony, we were talking about it. Bosnia-Herzegovina, this is their first ever major tournament. For those of you guys that don't know anything about politics, Yugoslavia at one time it's no longer around. You have countries like Montenegro, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Serbia, Albania, these countries that are now what used to be the Yugoslavia. So this is Bosnia's first thing, and
they look good.
they look good.
I mean, hell,
Edison Zeko.
we've seen them twice. I've seen them twice live. Once in the tournament to get the qualifiers to get to World Cup, and once in a friendly against the U.S. where the U.S. came back from 2 goals with an Altidore hat trick. But scary team.
Yeah.
Scary team offensively.
Definitely. Argentina, they're holding possession, but right now I'd say Messi doesn't look dangerous. Kun Aguero doesn't look dangerous. The people that I'm going to say look the best right now for Argentina was Pablo Zabaleta on
Without a
the wing
doubt.
and Javier Mascherano, who had already produced that one shot on target.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
So and Herbania is
Bosnia is
just
pressuring.
pressuring. They just forced Argentina to kick it out. Um, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna keep you updated on this game while we talk.
Yeah,
We're currently
definitely.
in the 52nd minute, beginning of the 52nd minute. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow's the big day.
Yes.
Germany and Portugal of our group, they play at 9 a.m. That's potentially the group winner decider right
I
there.
hope it's a draw.
I hope it's a draw too. It would be opening up. We're gonna have Cristiano Ronaldo. For those of you guys that don't know, Germany beat Portugal 1-0 at Euros 2012. It was a very close game, and I anticipate the same thing. The difference in that game is that Germany did have Marco Reus. They do not, but they still have Ozil,
Nah, a big
Podolski.
difference in that game
Yeah,
was Manuel Neuer too,
yeah,
stopping shots. So
yeah, definitely.
the
So
goalkeeper caliber on these two teams is pretty big of a difference,
yes, yeah. Well, yeah, Manuel Neuer is a lot better than Portugal's goalie. That's for
without a
sure.
doubt. Um,
Portugal does have Nani, so they're not completely dependent on Ronaldo. They have
no,
quality
yeah,
players. They got Yao Montinho, who is going to play. Um, of course, Ronaldo's going to play. It's World Cup. Ronaldo has never really made. He's like Messi. These two players are the best in the world, but they've never really made noise at the World Cup.
you're
You
right.
know, we're in a
You're right.
generation where the Rooney's never made noise at a World Cup. The one player that made noise at a World Cup when he was at his peak, and he's no longer there anymore, was Fernando Torres.
Hmm. For
Fernando Torres
Spain, yeah.
for Spain. You know what I mean? So we get these things. Oh, so and so's the best. Robin van Persie has consistently been great for Dutch and his
I
club
think
team.
Aaron
Right?
Robin, yeah, definitely
You know what I
too.
mean? But when you talk about the best players in the world, you get the Ronaldo Messi conversation. Neither of them have done much at the World
No,
Cup for
and you
their
go
teams.
back to not last year's World Cup or last time's World
2006.
Cup, but the time before, you got Thierry Henry played great for France, and he was
France.
doing great for Arsenal at the
That's
time.
right.
I mean, players back then, it seemed like the best players in the world were still the best players in the world
On
as
the
far
world
as
stage.
national
On
stage.
the
Yeah,
world stage. Another thing too is that a player like Luis Suarez, who didn't play for Uruguay this past game,
hmm
he did great. In fact, the World Cup was his kind of like opening party because he was still playing for Ajax at the time, and of course then he moved to. There's a shot from Bosnia Herzegovina.
yeah.
So then the game that you can sleep through, if you want to take a mid afternoon nap, because I will. This is probably I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to lie because I vowed and I told my work that I was going to watch every single World Cup game, and I still will watch it. But with not much interest will be the Iran Nigeria game. For those of you who don't know, Nigeria did win the African Nations Cup. They went to the Confed Cup and got destroyed.
Tell you what,
Um,
you bring your World Cup game over tomorrow. We can play during that one.
well, I'm gonna be working, so I won't be here until.
Oh, I thought you were in. Oh, that sucks.
No, but
Barbecue tomorrow.
yeah, I'll be here for the barbecue. So that game, it doesn't really matter who wins that game because
No, it
they're
doesn't.
not going to make it out of group. You have Argentina and Bosnia Herzegovina. Even if Bosnia Herzegovina loses this game or even draws this game, both these teams have enough class to take
Didn't you
points off
just
those teams.
friggin' correct me on saying Herzegovina?
Herzegovina, whatever.
If you say Herbania one more
I
time.
say Herbania all the time because I say Herbania because Herbania is a province close to Serbia and Bosnia.
Well, I'm
so
gonna call them Bosnia Transylvania from now on because that just makes the same amount of sense as
Okay.
Herbania.
And then the marquee game for tomorrow is the game that everybody in this country should watch. At 3 p.m., the United States takes on our World Cup nemesis, Ghana.
Yeah.
And some interesting news. So if you're watching this in the morning, I want you to know that Jordan Ayew, there's two Ayews. There's Andrew Ayew and Jordan Ayew. He has come on to said that if Ghana is at 100%, there is no way the United States wins. Which I don't know if he knows anything about American culture, but we have one thing we don't do in sports is that you don't give the other team bulletin board material.
Nope.
This is a thing that consistently bites people in the butt in our sports.
Yes.
And if they think that United States is just going to lay over and that you are going to outclass our players, you are highly mistaken.
We're not ranked 13th in the world for no reason.
No, we're not.
Even though I think that those coefficiency rankings suck.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we're better than England, but I know we're better than Ghana.
Yeah. I would say Ghana is the best African team because they play as a team. But I'm gonna say
The smartest kids with Down syndrome.
yeah,
That's what they are.
they are
The best
They're
African
not.
football
They're
team.
just speed. They're speed and midfield. That's all they have. You know what I mean? They don't have a goalie. They've got Asamoah Gyan, their only striker that's worth anything. Like I said, they're speed and midfield. And United States is well-rounded all over the place. We're dangerous in more than ways than one.
No, we don't have that LeBron James or Michael Jordan star, but we're above average at every position on the pitch.
Yeah.
I think so, anyway.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, Jurgen Klinsmann would probably agree with us. So let's go to predictions. Germany, Portugal. What do you got, Tony?
I got it a 1-1 draw. I think that
he's getting hopeful.
I'm getting hopeful, yeah.
I've got it a 2-2 draw. I've got Portugal taking an early lead, 1-0, then tying it. I think Germany comes back twice to tie the game. I think it's 1-0.
I don't even want to see Germany down because I have a feeling Portugal's gonna destroy the
U.S. Well, we'll see about that. In the second game, Iran versus Nigeria. I want to see it. I want to see it. We're gonna have a 0-0 draw, and if any teams are gonna do it, I'm more confident in this 0-0
I'm more
draw.
confident in the 0-0 draw there too. Oh!
We almost had a Bosnia-Herzegovina goal off of an own goal.
Yeah, the Bosnia-Transylvania team almost scored.
Yeah, Bosnia-Herzegovina. I will say that correctly. If the teleprompter can say it correctly, I can.
Corner.
Another corner.
Corner for Bosnia. Let's go to the USA game. I have Nigeria winning 2-0, by the way.
Yeah, he's got
Not that it matters because I mean, who cares? Yeah, I got USA beating Ghana 3-1 and shutting dude up.
I'm gonna say this: there are pitch concerns. It has not started raining in Natal since the Mexico-Cameroon game.
Had not stopped raining.
5-2.
5-2.
United States victory. I think that pitch is going to play very well into our hands, and the United States is going to come out hard and firing. I'm going to say Clint Dempsey and Altidore score. Both of them score inside 25 minutes.
Whoa.
We're taking a 2-0 lead inside 25 minutes.
Whoa!
I'm calling it right now.
I'm going to say Dempsey scores. I'm going to say we're going to have a set-piece header because that's what we're good at.
Yep.
And I'm going to have a Chris Wando super sub goal.
Okay. All righty.
Either that or Arne Johansson, whoever comes in. I'd love to see Johansson score the goal.
I think these young players are going to be sitting out.
Well, you never know. Never know. Oh, my God.
That could have been bad.
Yeah. All right, so it's still 1-0 in the Argentina-Bosnia game.
59th minute, yep.
Tonight, well, this is the first time you actually see this lit up behind us because it's our first day show in years.
It's Sunday. Sunday games are at 3 o'clock, so there is no tonight game.
In other sports, my Fuhrer is still in the lead at -8 in the U.S. Open. Martin Keimer.
Yeah.
-2, Dustin Johnson, Ricky Fowler behind him, but Keimer was on like the 14th when I looked at it last.
Probably going to win the
US Open. Tonight's game 5, Spurs up 3-1 against the Heat.
And Chris Bosh is guaranteed a victory. That's all I'm going to say. He's an idiot because that's it.
He pulled an IU.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Nice job.
They're +200 on the money line if you want to bet them here in Vegas.
Yeah. I wouldn't touch it.
Some baseball news real quick. Mark Burley, 10-2.
10-2. Mark Burley.
What
for
a
the
G.
Toronto Blue Jays.
Just so you know, the Toronto Blue Jays are
first place.
First place, but they're still 20-1 odds to win the World Series.
No fake.
Kicking the crap out of Boston, kicking the crap out of the Yankees, 20-1 odds to win the World Series.
Yep.
Jose Abreu from the Chicago White Sox, +150 to win the home run title this year.
Nice.
They have Mike Trout at 50-1.
Wow, I'd take my Trout.
They have Miguel Cabrera at 30-1.
Well, you gotta get these players in. Remember every year we have these players that just say they're not going to play in the home run derby. So
no, the home run championship. I'm talking about leader of home runs.
Leader of home runs
through the major league season.
Yeah.
You got anything else for other sports here, or are we just basically focused on the World Cup?
I'm focused on the World Cup. It's an entertaining game. It's on ESPN.
We're in the 60th minute right now. Bosnia just skied one over the net. It's still 1-0 Argentina in Group F. So let's just hope Bosnia comes back.
Yeah,
makes things interesting.
Draw would be nice.
I'd love to see a 2-1 Bosnia victory like I called yesterday.
Yeah. What did I call it? A 3-1 Argentina victory.
Not to mention Bosnia is 10-1, and I put $5 on it. So, go Bosnia!
Go Bosnia!
Let's go, Zecco. I'm Tony Gaglione.
I'm Shawn Adams.
Thanks for watching the World Cup segment.
And we'll be live tomorrow during the USA Ghana game.
Definitely.
Watch the bounce.